Hello everybody and welcome back to the ARPneuro Therapy Library. My name is Jake, I am your trainer, and in this video we're going to be going over the hamstring protocol, pad placements and movements that you can do using the PRS device. So regardless of what type of hamstring pain you are going through, the pad placements that I chose here are going to be a good all-around placement, regardless of if you're dealing with some sort of tear, if you're dealing with some sort of pull, or just hamstring pain in general. So oftentimes a hamstring injury is caused to lack of stretching out and warming up before going through an activity. But in many cases, a lot of times with athletes, you're going to have a lot of injuries going into these upper portion or the proximal area of the hamstring. And then sometimes it's down by the knee in the lower region of the hamstring. Those are the two most common. Now the upper one is often called the hurdler's injury because if you know anything about hurdling, they aggressively kick their leg out to jump over the hurdle. That puts a lot of tension up here in the proximal area. But obviously you do not have to be a hurdler to deal with this injury. Now the hamstring is comprised of three different muscles. They come up here to the pelvis area and they attach all the way down here in the bottom of the knee, two on the inside and then one on the outside of the knee. The hamstring muscles are the major flexors of the knee, and they also provide aid for hip extension. So when they break down, other things in your body will start to follow, which is why we want to jump on top of this before that starts to happen. And then the proverbial domino effect takes place, and now you have other pains on top of this. So let's get to the bottom of this so we don't have those other issues, and you can get back to your activities once again without pain. In this protocol, we're going to be using the 4-pin lead system. First, take the black pad and place the black pad horizontally on the top part of your hamstring, just like that. Next, take the red pad and place the red pad on the bottom of your hamstring, right behind the knee for the most part, going horizontally, just like that. Now, once you have both pads placed, we're going to go ahead and mirror everything on the opposite leg. As you can see here, now we have all 4 pads placed. The black is on the top, the red is on the bottom. We can go ahead and wrap this up, and now I'm going to show you the movement side of this protocol. So as you can see, I have all the pads placed. I'm wrapped up here, wrapped up on the other side. I have the black upper and then the red on the lower. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to power this up. So just hold that purple power button, wait for the beep. As you can see, I use the pouch. If you do not have a pouch, you can always use that clip that it comes with, or you can purchase a pouch on our store, and I'll leave a link below in the description so you can go ahead and check that out. Now, again, push that plus button. You slowly push it up individually, it'll slowly climb. If you hold it, it'll ramp up a lot faster. There is a little fire. All right, good to go. So you want to get to as much as you can tolerate, but on that first set, I always recommend, kind of an intensity of like a 5 or 6, kind of work into that, and then you increase it in between sets. So this first movement is basically a stretch. I call it the gentleman's bow. And what we'll do is we'll start off with this hamstring here. This is going to be the hamstring that we're essentially going to stretch. Now, if you notice on this position, I want my toes basically facing towards me. So I almost feel a little tension on my calf muscle. So all you're doing is you're hinging your hips back, and then you're going towards the knee like this. I'm not curling down like that. I basically want to stop here. Now, that's the reason why I like to call it the gentleman's bow. You almost want to look up. That will force your back to stay straight as opposed to curling over. Once you curl over, that takes pressure off your hamstring. When you're coming here, you can feel all of that stretch here. You just hold it here and then come all the way back up. So come down here again, hinging back, and then keeping that hinge here nice straight back here, and you want to pause here. You feel that stretch, and then all the way back up. You want to do 5 to 10 reps on each side, 3 to 4 sets. Of course, increasing that output power as much as you can tolerate, so long as you can keep good form. For this next movement, you may have seen in other protocols. I do like to use it because it's good for so many different things, and it's basically the bridge. This is the 2-legged bridge. I'm going to show you the 1-legged as well, but on the 2-leg, you're going to come here, hands on your side, you want to relax here, and then you're just going to lift. And that's where you want to squeeze the glutes, the hamstrings. You can certainly feel that engage, and then down here. You can come all the way down, or you can slightly bring it and keep it. If you notice here, my hips are just off the ground, so what it does is it maintains that time under tension. and then lift up here, squeeze it, and then all the way down. Up here, squeeze, hold, 2-second count, and then down here for a 2-second count. Now, here's a little technique that you can do for hamstrings. Watch what I do with my feet. So right now they're flat. I'm gonna lift them up like this. So you're kind of dorsiflexing. Now make sure your knees don't dive in when you do that. You wanna make sure you have good form. But now I'm doing everything on my heels. Now watch the difference here when you're lifting up. That gives you more engagement, especially on that lower portion of the hamstring and behind the knee and the popliteus. So I like it for that. If you bring it down, it changes that. So if you're here and you put my feet down, I can feel that difference. When I'm coming up here, that forces that hamstring to engage a lot easier. So this is another technique that you can kind of focus on. Down here, same thing, and then up. So with this movement, it's going to be 3 to 4 sets, 5 to 10 reps, increasing that output power as much as you can tolerate in between each set, so long as you maintain good form. So this bridge is the advanced movement. This is a single leg bridge, and essentially you're just laying down very, very easy. You just lift this leg up, and then you're lifting, and then everything is going to engage on this side. So you keep this leg straight or even slightly bent, whichever you prefer. It's not going to make a big difference so long as you're maintaining good form here. The same rule applies with this movement as the first one on the bridge. I can lift those toes. So see what I'm doing here on that foot that's resting on the floor? I lift that up, but it forces that to engage a lot more. So it's just a little slight tweak in this movement, but it definitely targets the hamstring a lot more. Once I finish with this side, you go ahead and do the other side. So it's going to be, once again, 3 to 4 sets, 5 to 10 reps on both sides, increasing that output power as much as you can tolerate so long as you maintain good form. So there you go. There are the pad placements and movements that you can do if you're experiencing any type of hamstring pain. If you have any questions regarding the pad placements that I did, or the exercises, or any other protocols that you would like to see, feel free to leave it in the comments section. You can also reach out to us at info@ARPneuro.com. In the meantime, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time, and this is your hamstring protocol.